This is section 2.3, part A, the remainder and factor theorem. The I can statements for this section: I can divide polynomials using long division and synthetic division, and I can use the remainder and factor theorems. So to divide polynomials, you can use an algorithm that's similar to that of regular long division with integers. Remember, if we are dividing with regular long division, you see how many times it goes in. It does not go into 2, but 3 goes into 25 8 times. 8 times 3 is 24. We subtract down. That's going to leave us with 17. 3 goes into 17 5 times. 5 times 3 is 15. We're left with 2, so we have a remainder of 2 over 3. We're going to do the exact same concept with polynomials. So we need to divide 6x to the third minus 5x squared plus 9x plus 6 by 2x minus 1. Now, if there are any pieces that are missing, if we, for instance, have 6x to the third, if we would not have an x squared, you would need to put in a 0x squared in there to hold its place. But if we go to divide this, what do we need to multiply 2x by? So it looks like 6x to the third. Well, this is x to the first, this is x to the third, so we are going to need to multiply by x squared. And 2 times 3 will give us 6. So we need to multiply that first piece by 3x squared, so it becomes 6x cubed. So 3x squared times 2x is going to give me 6x cubed. 3x squared times negative 1 gives us a negative 3x squared. We subtract down. This part is going to cancel. We're left with negative 5 minus negative 3. Turns that to plus positive. So negative 5 plus 3 gives us a negative 2x squared. And then we're going to bring down our next part, which is the 9x. Now what do we need to multiply 2x by? So it becomes negative 2x squared. Well, we have x to the first. We need it to be x to the second. So I'm going to have to multiply it by an x. Right now we have a positive 2x. We need it to be a negative 2x. We are going to have to multiply it by a negative 1. So we're going to multiply each piece by negative 1x. Negative 1x times 2x gives me a negative 2x squared. And negative 1x times negative 1 is a positive 1x. We are subtracting down. Negative 2x minus negative 2x will cancel. And 9x minus 1x will give us 8x. Again, bring that 6 straight down. Now what do you need to multiply 2x by to make it 8x? We would need to multiply it by 4. 4 times 2x gives us 8x. 4 times negative 1 gives us negative 4. And if we subtract down, minus a negative turns plus positive, so that's going to give us a 10. There's no other pieces to bring down, so that is our remainder. So we're going to put the 10 on top and what you divided by on the denominator. So our answer will be 3x squared minus 1x plus 4 plus 10 divided by 2x minus 1. We need to divide this one by 3x plus 2. If you notice, we are going from x to the third to x to the first. So like I stated on the last one, if there is no x squared, you will have to put it in there as a placeholder, but it would be plus 0x squared. So what do we need to multiply 3x by? So it looks like 3x cubed. Right now we have x to the first. We need it to be x to the third. So we will have to multiply it by x squared because 2 plus 1 does give me the exponent of 3. We're also going to need to multiply by 3 because 3 times 3 will give us 9. So 3x squared times 3x will give us 9x cubed. Then we have 3x squared times 2, which will give us 6x squared. We are subtracting down. So 9x cubed minus 9x cubed will give us 0. Those cancel. 0 minus 6x squared will give us a negative 6x squared. Bring down your next piece. We're going to bring down that negative x. Now what do we multiply 3x by? So it becomes a negative 6x squared. We're going to need to multiply by an x. And to multiply 3, so it looks like negative 6, I'd have to multiply by a negative 2. So negative 2x times 3x will give us a negative 6x squared. Negative 2x times positive 2 will give us a negative 4x. When we subtract down, this is going to turn plus positive here. Those cancel. And negative 1x plus 4x will give us a 3x. Bring down that negative 3 from that last part of our inside. How many times do I need to multiply 3x? So it looks like 3x. We're just going to multiply by 1. 1 times 3x does give us 3x. And 1 times 2 gives us 2. If we subtract down, that will give us 5 underneath. Because remember, we are subtracting. Negative 3 minus 2 will leave us with 5. So we'll have a remainder of 5 over 3x plus 2. Let's do one more. There were no missing exponents in our descending order, so we didn't have to add any zeros. Now this time, we're going to see what we need to multiply x squared by to make it 2x to the 4th. I would need to multiply that by a 2x squared. 2x squared times x squared is going to give me 2x to the 4th. 2x squared times negative 2x will give me a negative 4x cubed. 2x squared times 7 is going to give us 14x squared. If we subtract down, negative 2x to the 4th minus 2x to the 4th is going to give us 0. Those cancel. This is going to turn plus positive, so those are going to cancel. And 13 minus 14 is going to give us negative 1x squared. We need 3 pieces, so we're going to bring those other 2 pieces down. Now what do I need to multiply x squared by? So it becomes negative 1x squared. We're going to multiply that by a negative 1. So this gives us negative 1x squared plus 2x minus 7. We're subtracting down, so these cancel. 3 minus 2 gives us x, and negative 11 minus negative 7 gives us a positive 4. We have no other pieces we can bring down. This is going to be our remainder. So we have x plus 4 on top, and x squared minus 2x plus 7 would be your denominator.